Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Dawn on VOS TV. I am Blessing Raji. With me here in the studio is a reputable person, Mr. Shui Ayodele of the Nigerian Tribune newspapers. We'll be discussing on matters or stories that made headlines on our newspapers today. Mr. Shui, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Good morning. So on today's newspaper, I'll be taking the Nigerian Tribune. On Nigerian Tribune newspaper today, we have UCH patients grapples with water scarcity, reduction in surgeries. That you get on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspapers. So you can get a copy or you check online for more stories. Secondly, on the Nigerian Tribune, still on the Nigerian Tribune newspapers, we have 70% of farmers in Ibarakwa, Okeogun, who have abandoned their farms. Alafin says that in page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune newspapers. You get that in page 25. For more stories, you also get it. Mr. Shui?
Well, Vanguard newspaper this morning is a kind of follow-up on what happened in Ebonyi some days ago. And this time around, the state governor is giving a standing order to local government chairman there. The headline says Ebonyi massacre, fight back with Vigilantes, who might orders local government chairman.
That's a very interesting one there.
Very interesting. Interesting in the fact that there is a state governor who by designation is the chief security officer, quote and unquote, of the state. So now we are calling on the people, the local government chairman, form vigilante group.
Yeah.
That tells you one thing. The man is giving up. The security challenges in the state is far above him. And in any case, the name or the tag or the appellation chief security officer is just to give them good name, make them feel good. There's no governor in Nigeria today that is chief security of anywhere. You call the commissioner of police in your state, the commissioner of police will call the IG in Abuja. Until the order comes from Abuja, you don't get anything. So what the governor in Ebonyi state is saying is that take your destinies in your hand. S-men will kill, bandits will kill, come into community, kill, and walk away freely. All the security agencies will be there doing nothing. So the man has told the people, take your own destiny in your hand, defend yourself. That is exactly what the guy is saying. And that is what is being replicated all over the place. You heard about the Sunday Igboho issue in Southwest and the rest. So the way we are going in terms of security or insecurity in this country is getting to a point that people on their own will rise and defend themselves. And when you have that one, you have a state of anarchy. You have a state of lawlessness. You have a state where nothing will be orderly again.
So do you think the local government chairman saying that they should fight back the vigilantes, will it solve?
No, it will. I mean, that is the only solution that we appear to have now. For instance, you sit down in your home. How many you want to sit down in your home? Somebody will come, rape your wife in your presence, rape your daughter in your presence, kill, and what do you think the people will do? And then they are not getting any joy from the security apparatus of the state. What do? You take up arms again and then you defend yourself. And this time around, it's not that the people are even talking. The man, the one who leads the people in the state is saying, come, form vigilantes group. The vigilantes you are talking about, they don't have any training in any how to handle arms and ammunition or intelligence gathering or whatever. It's just gathering guys from the locality, and then they form a group and then they begin to defend themselves. And this is what we've been talking about. Can we have state police? For instance, this is first East Circular. Can we have guys around this place, recruit them into the police force, and let them man the security in first East Circular? They know everybody. They know when a stranger comes into first Circular. They know who is new in the locality, and then they'll be able to monitor activities. But when you bring somebody from Sokoto to come and be the DPO of a Sige police station, he doesn't know anything, he doesn't even speak the language, he doesn't understand the tradition of the people. And that is exactly where we are heading to with all these attacks here and there. Because by the time you form Vigilante group, then Vigilante will transmit to something else. So we need to look at the security setup. What do you really want? Get people who are in that locality to man the locality, to police their locality, and then you see a reduction in all these crises.
Thank you very much. Then still on Nigerian Tribune, the headlines here are gunmen attack Soludo and kills 3 police aides. Still on insecurity.
Insecurity,
what?
Political violence, and the rest. But what makes this airline very interesting is the person that is involved.
Soludo.
Talking about
Charles
Soludo, Professor Charles Soludo.
Former CBN.
Was one CBN governor of this country. While in office, he could have done one thing or the other, one policy or the other that people or some group or some interest in like. Now, in a situation like that, when you have a personality like that, the state, and when I mean state, I mean the Nigerian state, and not necessarily Anambra state, is expected to have provided a 24-hour round-clock police or security network around this guy. Now, he has come out to say, I'm contesting election, the November election in Anambra State. And he went to his hometown, his own community, to hold a meeting. And then gunmen stormed that place. This guy didn't come with knives. They didn't come with pistols. They came with AK-47. Shooting. They killed 3 policemen. They kidnapped a serving commissioner in Anambra State and others like that. The question you ask yourself is this. If this is happening to Soludo, what is the fate of an unknown man I want to contest? And in Anambra has a very peculiar situation, especially Onisha, Kalaxis, and the rest. Been there a couple of times, we did shows there and everything. The vigilante in Anambra State is very strong. Stronger than even the Nigerian police, my own estimation anyway. Where were they? What happened? So what we are seeing here is likelihood of a compromised security network. Because I don't expect a man of Soludo's caliber to be in an occasion, and then guys with AK-47 will walk in freely, will shoot, and even kill policemen. And then up to now, 24 hours after that incident happened, we've never heard, we've never read, we've never seen anything to show that the state, I mean, the entire security apparatus have been able to do anything. 24 hours after this crime of this magnitude was committed, nobody has been arrested, nobody has been questioned. And election is around the corner, and that's Soludo. So the man who is coming from Opiweka to come and contest, and who nobody knows, nobody in the community who was his fate.
So what do you have to say about the fact that policemen trying to defend the governors, the Soludo,
look,
they have their own armor and everything. With all they have, they can't do much. They are still killed.
It's a very
so
simple
all of
thing.
that, okay.
We've seen photographs of all these Boko Haram bandits and the rest. Look at the kind of arms they carry. Compare it to the shakabula that you give to the policemen. And you know what they call shakabula? This cock and shoot. Then you go and look for bullet, powder, and everything, load it in and shoot. That is exactly what you give to police. You give a policeman on the security duty to Soludo 5 rounds of ammunition. A bandit, a bandit or whatever you call them, bandits are coming with at least minimum of 40 rounds of. Were you know in this country when the chief of defense staff said we should attack, we should defend ourselves because even these guys, they have limited rounds of ammunition.
Yes.
So when you say the policemen, yes, you give them gun. What you are giving them is gun compared to what these guys that are coming to attack them will do. That's number 1. 2, what about the insurance? If a policeman dies on duty, how much does he get? What happens to his family after he dies? So as a man, you have to put it into consideration. If I die on this job, what happens to my wife? What happens to my children? They give you peanut, 500,000 naira or 1 million naira. Would that solve the problem? So the guy, what do you think he will first do? As he hears that they are coming, all the sounds of the guns and everything, he has his own shakabula and takes off. The ones that are unfortunate are the ones that were gunned down. I want to believe that out of these 3 were killed, 3 policemen were killed, get to the right place, we'll get a number of nothing less than 20. The others took off, probably.
So can you say authoritatively that it's because of the kind of equipment that they are being given? That's why
no. I'm just saying that it's part of the factor. Okay. For instance, if the bandits know that, okay, the guys you are going to confront are with RPGs, they won't go there too now. But you are coming with RPG and somebody is still trying to look for his magazine to insert in this. How many rounds of bullet do you even give to the policeman? The guns you are giving to them, how often do you even service it? I've seen situations where somebody wants to fire now, and the thing got stuck now, and he couldn't do anything. And these guys, you not see photographs of this guy wearing shades of ammunition.
Oh,
And
no.
but how many of our policemen do you see with that? They just have one magazine that they insert into their gun, and then you'll be walking. Even their dressing, the way they are not even well kitted. They are not motivated. You want somebody to go and die on the field. If I want to die for you, for crying out loud, I should have something that my family will fall back on. There's no insurance. If I have if a policeman, let's say a constable in the Nigerian police has an insurance of about 50 million naira, I mean, the motivation to work, to defend will be there, so that if eventually he gets killed on the field, he knows that his family will not suffer. Go to their barracks. The moment a policeman drops dead, 2-3 weeks down the line, the family are moved out of their barrack, out of their accommodation and the rest. And we have seen videos of that and the rest. So the motivation you first need to do that. You need to equip them very well. You need to change their own orientation. You need to give them that sense of commitment that, look, when anything happens to you, the state will stand by you and stand by your family.
Okay. So what advice do you have on this?
Government knows what to do.
Okay.
Equip them, like I said, motivate them, put insurance policies in place, and then let them have that, they themselves have that sense of security. Security this time around, not about shooting or attacking bandits or armed robbers or the rest, but security after the whole thing. If anything happens to them, is my family going to suffer? If the answer is yes, they are going to suffer, I will risk my life. It's normal, it's natural. I will leave my wife and children to come and suffer because I want to defend a Soludo or a governor or anybody.
So do you mean all these people in all these police officers and all, they do suffer after?
Oh yes, now stories are banned now everywhere. Everywhere. Go to the barracks. Even all you need to do, Esike police station is close by here. Walk to that barracks, see the condition of living. See the houses where you are putting these people. Somebody you are giving gun to go and face armed robbers, to go and face bandits. Woke up in mosquito-infested barracks, no light, no water, but they are cramped. You go to police headquarters, you see people that were transferred from other states to Edo State. You brought people in from north, from east, from southwest to Benin City, and then they are sleeping in the open space. I've seen pictures of that. I've seen them there at the police headquarters. They put mattresses on the floor. That's where they sleep before they now post them to different locations. That kind of orientation is at the back of their mind. And that is why when you are driving and you run into these guys on the road, these policemen and everything, you know they are unnecessary or usually aggressive. They see you in a fine car, you are well dressed, you keep up and the rest, and then you see somebody sweating like Christmas goat in the sun, and then you are blowing grammar and everything, and he knows that when he goes back home, he's not going back to any decent accommodation. What do you think he will do? We have a lot of problems, and we need to address it. And we keep on voting money for security and the rest. What do we do with that? Who is asking questions? What are we doing about it? Who is probing who?
Thank you very much for that. And we also have a catchy story here in page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. It says, claimed soldiers killed protesters not verified. The U.S. has reported that on the Lekki massacre, that the soldiers claimed to have killed, all those claimed soldiers that killed protesters, the story is not verified. You can get more stories on that on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspapers. Sir, what do you have to say about this, like about the Lekki massacre?
Lekki, that was October last year.
Yes, last year.
NSAS protest in Lekki.
Yeah.
For a long time, this story will stay with us. And I will tell you, the first thing we had was that no shooting took place. They even told us they didn't send soldiers there. The next time they came up, we sent soldiers with rubber bullets. Then the next report we had was, okay, soldiers went there, they went there with live bullets, they were shooting into the air. The first question we should ask in the first instance is, why did you send soldiers to go and harass those guys that were Lekki toll gate? They were carrying Nigerian flags. They were singing the national anthem. None of them pure water, bottled water and drink. That's what they carried. And then you said whether rubber bullet or feather bullet or whichever bullet, why did you send soldiers to go and disperse them? Protest is part of our right as a people. When you see things going wrong, we have the right, the people have the right to come out and protest against it. The US that is doing this report, I'm not disputing it because I don't know whatever parameters they use to arrive at this kind of a thing. But with this kind of madness that happened on October 2020 in Lekki, will it happen in America? Oh, please. And then anybody is relying on that. Oh, US has spoken. The reports are not verified and everything. Did we see the video? Did we even send soldiers there in the first instance to go and do what? Those guys were singing. I watched that video. When they started shooting and everything, one guy was saying, hey, everybody sit down, everybody sit down. That is to tell you that these guys were peaceful and everything. Then, if you are talking about those guys being violent, we want to ask, that NSAS riot lasted for 11 days before we started seeing elements of violence here and there. And I want to believe with every sense of sincerity, my own personal opinion though, that it was because government sponsored hoodlums to infiltrate the ranks and file of those boys and girls who were on the street protesting. And I can tell you, Lekki is just a small thing. The bigger thing will still happen. As long as we continue in this kind of state, as long as we are not getting it right, something like Lekki or bigger than Lekki will still happen. So US can keep the report, UK can send report, even United Nations can send report that nobody there was no shooting and the rest, but we know the truth. And truth is something that you cannot hide for long. One day this report will be rewritten, and then the real thing that happened will come to the surface.
That's a sad one there.
Very sad one.
And you said people that the people that came and all of that, that you can on your own, with your own opinion, that you think they were sent.
No. It's very logical. Okay. Look, let me tell you something. This thing started, I think it was on Wednesday or so, and we were here now. We monitored it in Ring Road. Those guys, they were not doing anything. All of them, they just brought their cars. They were on top of the cars singing and the rest. The following day in Lekki, they brought artists to come and perform. By 7 a.m., you get to Lekki gate, toll gate, you won't see a single thing on the floor. They swept the place. They cleaned the environment. The following day, they brought food. They served their food. No right. They didn't steal any phone. Somebody designed a kind of electric. They were charging their phones and the rest. They did that one for 10 good days, 11 good days. Then somebody announced something started, oh, they are not violent and everything. Who is deceiving you? We are talking about Nigeria. Yes. And as I said, in my own opinion, and I sincerely believe that, and nothing can change that. Not US report, not United Nations report, not World Bank report can change that opinion. That those who caused the violence that characterized the NSAS riot were agents of government, sponsored by government. I can say that before anybody. Because guys can't be on the street. They were on the street for 10 days. Nothing like that happened. 11 days, nothing like that. Then all of a sudden you are telling us the great violence and the rest.
Still on the Lekki massacre, what do you have to say about the camcorder found by Fashola?
In the first instance, who is Fashola? Fashola is a detective. I watched the video now. And you know, trust Nigeria, the way they even dramatized the whole thing, mess up the man was looking as if, was he the one that put the camera there in the first instance? Or the first person to visit that place? Then that's number one. Two, Fashola was a former governor of Lagos State, and he's a serving minister in this government. And he's a senior advocate of Nigeria. He's a reputable lawyer. He should know that when you get to a scene of a crime, you are not a security agent. You don't touch any item there. It's not his duty to go and pick that camera. If he found that camera, what I expected him to do is to draw the attention of the security agents that, okay, there's a camera here that I think this item here, we can take it and then process whatever this is. And everything that happened in that Lekki with Fashola's visit and all that, for me, was orchestrated, planned. It's a kind of a drama, a kind of a theater stage. You have act 1, scene 1, act 1, scene 2. That's exactly what they were doing there. And nobody should be deceived about that.
So, what's the way forward?
The way forward is very simple. Let's begin to do things the right way. Those who have responsibility to protect us should be alive to their responsibility. Those who have responsibility to support them, to provide all the things that they will need to protect us, to make it available. The NSAS issue you are talking about is, okay, fine, it's about police brutality. Why would a policeman stop a young guy on the road? You ask for details. I'm not against that. You can stop, you can profile anybody. Then you take somebody to his ATM and you begin to withdraw money. Okay, you said that this guy is a Yahoo boy. Fine, agreed. And then when you are withdrawing money from his ATM, what are you doing? Say no Yahoo boy. So these are the issues that are there. And why are we doing all those things? Because they know that at the end of the day, nobody gets punished for anything. You get away with any crime, anything you do in this country, as long as you know the right button to press, you get away with it.
So how do you think we can outgrow all of this?
You know, yesterday we talked about the judiciary.
Yes.
The key element in all this wahala, all this trouble, is the judicial system. The process is too long. Keep on saying it is too long. Police will investigate a matter from April till June. What are you investigating? Before you finish the investigation and everything, even most of the evidences and the rest will have been destroyed. So make this thing quicker. Let there be responsibility. Let there be sanctions. For instance, yesterday we talked about Ibori. The judge that said Ibori had no case to answer in Nigeria, is he still not serving? Probably has been promoted. What has happened to him? Because one, if you say this guy had no case to answer, and he got to another country on the same charges and they sentenced him, ordinarily you are supposed to come back home and ask the man who said he had no case to answer questions. How did you arrive at your own conclusion? But we won't do that. So once you begin to do things the right way, I'm telling you, everything will work, and then this country will be perfect. We have everything it takes. Nigeria has everything it takes to be great. Nigeria has everything it takes to be a leading and a shining examples to others. But we are not just doing it. Everything is politicized. Everything is at the point of politics. Once you know the right person, you know the right minister, you know the right honorable member, you know the right governor and everything, then you get away with whatever.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Really had a thorough review on some of these headlines on our newspaper today. With me here, Mr. Shuyi Ayodele of the Nigerian Tribune News. Thank you very much, sir, for coming.
Thank you very much.
We're glad to have you here. And I hope next time you'll be joining us.
Why not? We'll be available.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's it on today's review on Dawn on VOS TV. Thanks for watching. Do stay safe and bye for now.